Hey all, it's John from stopsaving.com here with a quick update on Binance and its BNB Coin. So Binance is in talks with the US Department of Justice, or DOJ, to settle a year-long criminal investigation with over $4 billion in fines. That's a lot of money, but Binance is the world's biggest crypto exchange, so it can probably afford to pay it. So why would a possible settlement be good for Binance and BNB Coin? Obviously, nobody likes coughing up massive fines, but let's face it, a settlement would stop a worst-case scenario from happening. Binance could likely still operate in the US, the world's biggest financial market, and its founder Changpeng Zhao, or CZ, could avoid possible jail time. The settlement would provide legal clarity and certainty for Binance to move forward after a big slap on the wrists. Keep in mind that Binance still has two other legal battles to fight besides the DOJ. First, it's being sued by the US Securities and Exchange Commission, or SEC, for violating a bunch of securities laws. And second, the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, CFTC, is going after the exchange on the derivatives front. But if Binance's lawyers are good enough to settle with the DOJ, they can probably settle with the regulators as well. You can read more about these lawsuits in this post I wrote in May, and I'll add a link to that below. Legal speculation aside, let's now analyze BNB's price chart to see what's going on from a technical perspective. Each red or green bar in this chart represents 1 week of price movement for BNB. As usual, I've drawn this in logarithmic scale to focus on the percentage moves rather than the number moves. I've then roughly connected the lows and the highs over the past 2 years, and what do you get? A falling wedge pattern. A falling wedge is technically a bullish pattern. Here, sellers push the price down to form the top of the wedge. Notice how high 1 in November 2021 was much higher than high 2 in April this year. Buyers then bid the price back up to form the bottom of the wedge. But this time, low 1 in June last year was only slightly higher than low 2 in September this year. In other words, the force with which sellers knocked the price down got weaker each time, i.e. buyers do appear to be getting relatively stronger versus sellers, at least according to this pattern. So is BNB token a buy right now? BNB is brushing up against the top of the wedge, and there's a question mark over what happens next. If BNB can close this week above the top of the wedge at around $275, you'll probably see a trend higher over the coming months, albeit with massive volatility along the way. According to technical analysis theory, the target for a falling wedge breakout would be somewhere near the top of the wedge, and that's at about $650 in the long run. But let's not get too ahead of ourselves just yet. The question mark could also turn into high 3, in which case you might get a better entry further down. As usual, none of this is investment advice. I don't own any BNB right now, but I might look to swing trade it depending on how things play out. If you like these quick technical updates, don't forget to subscribe. You can also view the written version of this update on our website, stopsaving.com. Thanks and take care.